I'm having a computer issue, so I'm going off my phone. So, all right, Umar Nurmagomedov, obvious easy pick, clocking in at like minus 500 to minus 700, depending on your book. So we're gonna find some props to make this a little bit more profitable, and I'm thinking he wins this one by another rear naked choke, make it 3 in a row. He's definitely going to remain. Oh, so that would be to win by submission, but I think he's going to remain undefeated this week. Hard to bet against anybody with that last name. Great wrestler, just like his cousin Khabib. He's got that smothering Dagestani style that they learned drinking bear milk in the mountains. I think he's got a way better stand-up game than Khabib. We're starting to see this, evolve from the Dagestanis lately. You saw Islam drop Charles with a mean hook. Good win for Umar recently came against Brian Kelleher. I'm actually a Brian Kelleher fan. I think he looks like, like a white supremacist in a jail movie. I think, he's got some pretty anyways, fun guy to watch, in my opinion. Not everybody likes him, but Umar just dominated him, won by rear naked choke in that fight as well. Just absolutely killed him in the first round. I don't think Raoni Barcelos is up to task. He does have a win against another Nurmagomedov in his history books, but that's actually Saeed Nurmagomedov, who has no relation to the Khabib family. I think Umar Nurmagomedov, pretty obvious. He pulls out an easy win this weekend. So I didn't really even need to spend that much time talking about that fight, but Umar Nurmagomedov, and I think he gets it done by submission. What do you think, Tom?
All right, just let the record show that trying to do all of this stuff at the same time is not something that I should do in the future, or at least I have some learning to do if I'm going to be able to do it in the future. There's a lot of clicking around and doing various different things. Yeah, listen, Raoni Barcelos is going to be the best level of competition that Umar Nurmagomedov has fought in the UFC thus far by far. Coming off that win over Nate Maness, he absolutely dominated Nate Maness, but Nate Maness doesn't have the level of jiu-jitsu or grappling that Raoni Barcelos does. Raoni has a really strong takedown defense. He reminds me a lot of Jose Aldo in the way that he fights, and that makes sense, right? He's a Brazilian striker, and he has really fast leg kicks, some of the fastest leg kicks in the UFC, which you could say the same for Jose Aldo. At this point, Raoni Barcelos is going to have probably the edge when it comes to striking, and that's because of his hands. Umar Nurmagomedov has he's like the next iteration of the Nurmagomedov family, because like with him or like with Khabib, Khabib was going to plot forward. He was going to come after you. He was eventually going to take you down. You weren't worried about kicks or the hands really, outside of the takedown, which would leave those open. Same thing with Islam Makhachev. We're seeing him get more knockdowns because people are afraid of the takedown, and he has overhand rights and things that will put people down. For Umar Nurmagomedov, he has some of the best question mark kicks in the UFC. It's like if you combine Khabib Nurmagomedov and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's lower half, because he can go out there and he can throw these question mark kicks from such tight angles and just go over top. Raoni Barcelos is going to know, and he's going to be cognizant of that. I don't think we're going to see a knockout here because of the leg kick, but it's something that Raoni Barcelos is going to have to contend with, and everyone else is going to have to contend with that makes Umar such a puzzle. And I think even though Raoni is going to have a level of striking to be able to beat Umar Nurmagomedov on the feet if that happens, I just think that Umar is going to eventually get that takedown. He's going to be relentless. He may not get it the first time. He may not even get it the second time. But I think when people fight people like the Nurmagomedovs, once they get in there, they realize, oh, this guy actually has a level of strength to their grappling that you can't recreate outside of the cage. So when Volk talks about the fact that he has a bunch of people coming in fresh, yes, they may be coming in fresh, but they still don't have the level of strength and the grab and the pull and the grip that the Nurmagomedovs are going to have. And I think that's what's going to be the biggest problem for Raoni Barcelos. I don't think we're going to see Raoni on the ground just getting totally taken advantage of the way we saw in Nate Maness. But I still think, minus 500. I think it's maybe a little hefty, but it's probably spot on considering Nurmagomedov, considering the leg kicks, considering the stand-up ability is much improved from his cousin. And, Raoni is not going to offer a level of grappling to be able to contend and defend against a Nurmagomedov style of wrestling. and top pressure, and then you add the leg kicks, and it's an incredible puzzle to solve. So, like you said, didn't maybe necessarily have to go that in depth on it. It's going to be Umar Nurmagomedov as the pick. I'm going to take it to decision.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. By decision. That's it. Well, regardless, both of our picks really they boost up that steep money line. So